Alright, I want to show you how I quickly mark the gold analysis. Now, this analysis works better when the market is trending. When I mean trending, is either the market is trending up or is trending down. So as you can see clearly, this is a gold this is the gold chart, and if you look at it, obviously you can conclude that it is trending up. It's moving all the way from this point up. So our aim is to get in on the uptrend and keep making money as the market continue moving up. That's for an uptrend. If it is a downtrend, like this area here, you can see it's moving from this point down. So it is for us to keep looking for where we can be joining on the downtrend so that we can make money from the downtrend. So now let's go back to today's market. Alright, so this is the current, so you can see clearly. Alright, so this is the gold chart. So now how will I know where I'm going to join in on the trend? See, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change this chart to line chart so that I can see clearly. I'll change it to line chart. Now when I change it to line chart, now looking at the markets, now you can see that all the wicks has been taken out. Those spike, those long tiny thread on the candle has been taken out. So this is the naked chart now. So what I normally do is I can either use my Fibonacci tools or just pick a zone around this area. Well, for me, if I'm asked to pick a zone, I think this is the closest zone. This area here, this is the closest zone. This point, and this point. But if you look at it vividly, you see that this point, they are very far. So the point I'm going to be comfortable picking here will be this point. This one here. In fact, there's a way I configure my Fibonacci levels. I'm still going to teach you people later in another video how to configure your Fibonacci levels. You can see that my Fibonacci levels has already been set to such a way that you can see all this green side is my take profit levels, this red side is where I'm going to be looking out for, and this white side is not really relevant, as you can see. So if you look, these are my retracement level 1, 2, 3. So I like taking this last one, this third one, yeah, which this zone is a little bit closer to that third one. But let's just imagine the Fibonacci tools is not there, because I've not taught you people how to set the Fibonacci tools for yourself. Although you can master how to use the default Fibonacci tools by yourself by just bringing out, draw it, and try to get familiar with the levels. But this one is my own now. So remember, I said I'm picking this level. This is the level I'm picking. So what I normally do is I'll zoom it so that I can see clearly. Let me just zoom it so that I can see clearly. Yeah. If you even look at it on the 1 hour time frame, you can see that this place even looks like a W. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see it? So I'm picking this one now. So I'll bring out my horizontal line. Your horizontal line is around this point, but because I've already set all of them as my favorite, that's why they are showing here. So I'll bring my horizontal line, put it on that edge. You see it? Now put it on the edge. Then change it now to line candlestick. Change it to candlestick. Now after changing it to candlestick, this is the highest tip of that candle. Can you see it? This is the highest. This is the highest tip. So bring your that horizontal line again. Put it on that highest tip of the candle. Beautiful. So in between this space now, this is your zone. In between this space, this is your zone. So you bring out your box. Start from the beginning of the candle. That's the first line above. Click once, then drag it to the far right and bring it down to the second line. You see it? Then tap on it once. Then you can now comfortably tap on the other lines, those two horizontal lines that you use in drawing your rectangle box, and delete them off. So that's the zone. Now you zoom it close. So we've gotten our zone. This point is our zone. Now, this point that is our zone does not mean that as soon as market just comes into this point, you just jump and buy. No, 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 no. We are going to wait for a confirmation. Already, you people know the confirmation we normally wait for. A W pattern. Although from the theory class, I mentioned a lot of confirmation. So on your own, you might determine to come up with your own type of confirmation. Some people like using candlestick confirmation. That's candlestick pattern. Things like bearish engulfing bar, bullish engulfing bar, shooting star, inverted hammer, and their likes. Some like using chart pattern. For example, they might reduce their time frame to 5 minutes and start looking for a pattern inside this box. Like me now, I prefer using that pattern. That's why I normally wait for my W pattern inside this inside the box. So I'll just look for key zones. Like this point that we mark now is a key zone. So what I'll now be doing is looking for a W pattern on 5 minutes time frame. This W pattern works on every time frame, but why I normally look for it on 5 minutes time frame. Sorry, let me repeat that statement. This W pattern normally works on many time frame, specifically from 5 minutes to like 4 hours time frame. But why I like using it on 5 minutes is because 5 minutes we bring the market close, and it will give me chances of reducing my stop loss. For example, look at this W pattern. Now, this one formed on a 1 hour time frame. According to our entry level of the way I thought people to be entering the W pattern, if you had wanted to take this trade now, this would have been your entry point, which is the neck of this W pattern. You will now put your entry point here, then your stop loss will be somewhere around here, isn't it? Now, if you measure from this point to this point, is more than 100 pips. It's close to 200 pips. So for people that are using small accounts, you definitely cannot put your stop loss in 200 pips. But even though this market later went up, you see it, had it been you have traded it actually, you would have made a lot of profit, over 300 pips. But the point is, the distance is too far, and we can't put our stop loss that far. I'm considering those who are using small accounts. That's why we don't normally take those bigger time frame trades. So remember everything I just said. So this is the zone now. We've marked the zone, and you can remember how we marked the zone. We're expecting this trade now to fall into this zone, form our W pattern before we kick off. We join in on the trend. Now, how would you now know your take profit level? Well, without using the Fibonacci tools, you're supposed to know immediately that, okay, let me just change it to line chart. Since this is an uptrend, if this trade from here falls into this box, whenever it's going back up, it's going to be higher than this one. That one is sure. It's going to be higher than this one because it's an uptrend. Look at previously when it was doing an uptrend here. You can see from this point, when you want to go up, it was higher than this one. See the length. This point is higher than this one. Now when the trade fell down again and it want to go up, the height was higher than this one. You see it? Now from here again it falls down, and as soon as you want to go up, the new height is also higher than this one. The same thing also applies here. When it fell down around here, the new height is higher than this one. So now that the market has started forming another uptrend from here, if this thing falls down into this box, when it's going up, the height is supposed to be higher than this one. So at least since we know that it's going to be higher than this one, then we can comfortably say that our TP1 will be at the tip of this line chart. Remember, I'm marking my TP1 on the line chart, not on the bar chart. Why I like marking it is I want to be sure of the candle body. If you change it to candlestick, you will see that there was a little spike above, but that spike above is not what I'm using as my TP level. I'm using the body of the candle. So this is what I'm looking out for, the body of the candle. That's my TP1. Now you might be wondering, then how do I normally get my TP2 and TP3? Normally I use my Fibonacci levels. But before I get into using the Fibonacci levels, let me just measure. Let's imagine that we got confirmation. Let's just say from the beginning of the box, for example. From the beginning of the box to this level is about, I'm measuring it now, 388 pips. Sorry, let me take that again so that you people can see how I measured it. I pick up my measuring ruler here. This is the measuring ruler here. I tap on it once, then I drag my cursor. Shit. Please, I'll call you back. Sorry for that. So I'll drag my cursor to this point of the box. Then I tap on it once. Then I drag it up. I drag it up to the point I want to measure to. You see it? So my TP1 is showing me about 386 pips. Let's just say 380 pips, which is a very good risk to reward ratio. Because when I want to risk, I'm sure what I'm going to be risking normally is not going to be more than 25 pips. So if you calculate that, 380 divided by 25, you can see how many. That's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's about times 15 of whatever you risk. That's a very sweet trade. So now how do I get my TP2 and 3? That's where my Fibonacci comes in. I draw it, I tap on it once, I drag it to the tip here, tap on it once, then drag it to the beginning of the trend. Then I tap on it once. So automatically this first green line is my TP1, then the second green line will be my TP2, while the third green line will be my TP3. Beautiful. So I'm done. I will now delete my Fibonacci levels now. So this is the chart now, fully prepared. You can now change it to candlestick, candlestick. So what am I expecting? The market has consolidated around this area, breaked out to this point. I'm expecting it to fall back to the zone, form me my W pattern, then move up above. So this is what I'm expecting for the trade. This is how I mark analysis according to trend. Remember, we need to wait for a confirmation around this area. We are not just going to jump in on the buy. Then after marking your analysis, another thing you must do, you now go to your forex factory and check your calendar to know if there is any major news. Today is 12th of April 2024, and this is my 12th of April 2024 calendar for economic release. So the only news I have on US dollar is 3 p.m. I think that's not really important. It's an impact news though, so you need to watch out for this 3 p.m. side, because so that I can be on the safer side. It's not going to knock us out. So that's just it. So these are my analysis for a trending market on gold. This one is for gold. So I hope you understand the video, and I hope you'll be able to on your own draw something like this later. So try and replicate this on your chart. I think this thing is still valid. I will be dropping this video even before this market play out. Thank you.